We will also be installing what's known as fish domes on the pile-supported structures. What happens is, according to the environmental agencies, when you have pier structures, the fish don't like to swim in the middle of the pier because of the lack of light. So we basically are creating a home for them along the perimeter pile so the fish have a place to go to. And ultimately, one of the things we have to do from a regulatory standpoint for the DEP and Army Corps is to provide waterfront access. We're looking at a kayak landing just upstream on Mancho Creek at the GCUA existing Mancho lift station. This is the particular graphics of that area. What are we doing through the balance of 09 and into 010? We are meeting today with potential final design consultants that we anticipate the team selecting in the next July and August time frame that will take us through the final details of the projects that you're seeing in front of you today. We talked about sediment sampling and the dredging program. That was a piece of that dredging and how we're going to handle that material. Cultural resources is part of ultimately the environmental process where we look at and go through a consultation process once our permit applications go in to ensure that we're not impacting any historical sites. Mitigation we briefly talked about, and we'll be going through this formal permitting process over the next 6 months whereby you'll be having notice and we'll have a formal public hearing as part of that permitting process. Ultimately then, we'll finish the permits. The Port Corporation is actually executing additional bonding capacity in the next coming months to commence construction. And ultimately, the most exciting part, we're talking about field activities and a groundbreaking that I'll let the mayor invite you to, but we are targeting September of this year to start the process of redevelopment on key areas of the marine terminal. And what we want to do is utilize those programs as we then move forward with our tenants so that as the construction process is picking up speed, we're also then finalizing our tenant agreements. And with that, sir, I apologize for running long.
Well, thank you very much. A lot of information. And as we continue through the evening, there's going to be a chance to talk to people who have the expertise in the various areas as we move around the room. I want to invite a friend to both this town and this region, a very close personal friend, like Senator Freeholder, Director Sweeney, to come up, give a little bit of overview, mention about what has happened with the state. And I have to say to all of you, I said it at the beginning, I'm not saying it because Steve is here, I say it when he isn't here. This doesn't happen without the dedication that Steve Sweeney has put to this project. We have a very powerful team at the State House, all of us who participate in South Jersey legislation. Steve is our majority leader now in the Senate, and that's an important place for us to be. Steve, please come say hello and give us an update from the county standpoint and the state standpoint.
Well, I think that we're actually at a very, very important point in this project, and it's exciting, you know. I guess it's 6 years now. We've been talking about a port, and it's actually starting to happen. Contracts are being let, and $47 million more, $47 to $50 million more is going to be bonded by the state to prepare the site for this port project. We are moving. Actually, it's exciting. I think September, October, we'll be on the site, getting the site ready. So we were successful, myself, John, Celeste, and to secure a commitment for the state to do this funding along with the bridge. When we're all said and done, they're going to have about $100 million commitment pretty soon into this project. At that point, we're confident that there's no turning back. So again, we are excited to see this project. We see it as a rebirth of Paulsboro. You know, a lot of jobs in this community. This is a blue-collar community. There's a lot of hard-working people that used to work at the plants here. Now we'll be able to walk or ride a bike. It's actually a smart road. You'll be able to walk or ride a bike to your jobs. It's going to recreate this community, and we're excited about it. And the mayor's modest. He's done a phenomenal job with this project. And I think it's been a team effort. I want to thank Joe Balzano. We could never even talk about this project. Years and years and years ago, they said, well, if you want to build a port, you got to get Joe Balzano to sign off. And everyone expected that was the first no you would get. And that was the fastest yes we ever saw, because Joe has a vision and cares about shipping and wants to see something happen in this region. So this is actually, for Gloucester County, the first of 2 ports we're looking to develop, and a third in Salem County. So, we're big supporters of shipping. We think this is an opportunity to create thousands and thousands of jobs, real jobs, direct jobs, and it'll be spin-off on top of that. So I'm glad that we have a turnout today for citizens from this town to get an understanding and feel what it means. But more importantly, I think it means jobs. It means real jobs where you can support your families, like Paulsboro used to be when we had all these plans. So John, thank you for letting me have a minute. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Steve. Folks, we're now going to break down into some more casual routine around the room. So you've got a general overview from Marlon in the slideshow. And as an engineer, a little long-winded in spots, but that's how engineers think. So it's never a bad thing to have too much information. Bottom line is, looking towards September for groundbreaking, these are all steps. And it's been, the longest journey starts with the first step. We started many months, many years ago to get to this point. Residents ask all the time, how are we doing? When's it coming? Where is it? Today's another update. They're going to get on with building this thing. We got to get it done now. We have to get it done now. We've got to get this thing alive and being built. People in New Jersey are about to make a significant investment because the growth of New Jersey is in this region. We're perfectly positioned for this. We've got to get it done now. So please, mingle through the room. If you haven't signed in, be kind enough to sign in because these public meetings are all part of the process the Port Corporation goes through and how we maneuver through all the state requirements of how we present ourselves and present this project and the importance it is. So thank you all for coming out. I'll be here for the rest of the evening. Members of council are here. Elsie Tedeschi joined us. Paul Meehan was here. We're all here to be helpful and answer questions. 4 people are here. Engineers are here. Talk to them. Ask questions. Thank you for coming and keep talking. And there's also a comment sheet here, I'm told. So please take time, fill out comments, be as honest as you like. You can be as brief as you like. But that stuff all is important as part of the public record. Thank you everybody for coming out, and we'll continue to talk as the evening goes on.